Macroevolution is microevolution, accumulated over time. The same way that one step in front of another can take you from one side of the room to the other. Mutations can result in changes in a cell. And if they occur in the sperm cell or the egg, this will result in a change in the animal born. This way a dinosaur with scales can produce different proteins and get feathers instead of scales. The new feature is then inherited by the next generation. Slowly small changes happen, and over time a reptile can become a bird. But every time it is only a small change. If you take the parent and child and compare them for every step, you would always say they were of the same kind. But when you take an early ancestor and compared it to its descendants, the small changes for every generation have resulted in big changes. Macroevolution is evolution on a grand scale. We have seen that living things are too improbable and too beautifully designed to have come into existence by chance. How then did they come into existence? The answer, Darwin's answer, is by gradual, step-by-step transformations from simple beginnings, from primordial entities. Sufficiently simple to have come into existence by chance. Each successive change in the gradual evolutionary process was simple enough, relative to its predecessor, to have arisen by chance. But the whole sequence of cumulative steps constitutes anything but a chance process, when you consider the complexity of the final end product relative to the original starting point. The cumulative process is directed by non-random survival. If you walk up and down a pebbly beach, you will notice that the pebbles are not arranged at random. The smaller pebbles typically tend to be found in segregated zones, running along the length of the beach, the larger ones in different zones or stripes. The pebbles have been sorted, arranged, selected. A tribe living near the shore might wonder at this evidence of sorting or arrangement in the world, and might develop a myth to account for it, perhaps attributing it to a great spirit in the sky with a tidy mind and a sense of order. We might give a superior smile at such a superstitious notion, and explain that the arranging was really done by the blind forces of physics, in this case the action of waves. The waves have no purposes and no intentions, no tidy mind, no mind at all. They just energetically throw the pebbles around, and big pebbles and small pebbles respond differently to this treatment, so they end up at different levels of the beach. A small amount of order has come out of disorder, and no mind planned it. People sometimes think that natural selection is a purely negative force, capable of weeding out freaks and failures, but not capable of building complexity, beauty, and efficiency of design. Does it not merely subtract from what is already there? And shouldn't a truly creative process add something too? One can partially answer this by pointing to a statue. Nothing is added to the block of marble. The sculptor only subtracts, but a beautiful statue emerges nevertheless. But this metaphor can mislead, for some people leap straight to the wrong part of the metaphor, the fact that the sculptor is a conscious designer, and miss the important part, the fact that the sculptor works by subtraction rather than addition. Even this part of the metaphor should not be taken too far. Natural selection may only subtract, but mutation can add. There are ways in which mutation and natural selection together can lead, over the long span of geological time, to a building up of complexity that has more in common with addition than with subtraction.